Few cities in the world will be more beautiful than Auckland. 1.5 million people in the city, 65 of the best men in the world. Really only two big names missing on the day. Richard Murray getting ready for the big race in Cape Town, and Javier Brownlee just coming back from a bit of an injury. And very early on, Schoeman from South Africa would take out the swim with Varga. A group of about 10 or 12 men would come out of the water, and two big names right up front. Gomez and Johnny Brownlee together. Those men have raced hard so many times on this 8-lap, very difficult course. A group of about 12 or 13 men would get away and start to put an ever larger gap. One of the most impressive parts of the day, however, would be Tom Davison, who came out of the water in the chase pack and would eventually pull up Ryan Sissons into the lead group with the day's fastest bike. And one by one, that large group of men would start to whittle off some of the world's best triathletes. 8 laps, 3 huge hills on every lap. And eventually, the Brits with Bishop and Brownlee would try to get away. The Australians would have a very solid bunch. Wilson would be on the backside of the very talented Tom Davison, who would pull up as well Ryan Sisson. Eventually that lead group of about 16 men would start to put an almost 2-minute gap back to Mario Mola and Sven Reeder. And as they came off the bike, 3 Australian men, Dan Wilson would be in that lead group, Ryan Bailey, as well as Aaron Royal, who had won his under-23 World Championship title on the course. Very early on, however, Brownlee and Gomez would start to show what they have done so many times on this course. They would battle back and forth, lead changes. Eventually, though, Javier Gomez, who's been racing in the heat for the better part of the last 6 weeks, would show that he'd have a little bit more. The Australian men who were sitting in 3rd, 4th, and 5th would absolutely be assured that one of them would be on the podium. Ryan Sissons would need a top 8 to declare himself on the Commonwealth Games team, and with about 1 kilometer to go, Javier Gomez would find one more gear to claim his 17th WTS and World Cup win. Unbelievable record for the Spanish man, who would start off the Threadneedle rankings with the #1 spot by the end of the day. Brownlee would come in across the line in second, be very pleased with his early system and fitness. His brother Alistair will be racing with him in Cape Town in just a couple of weeks. And then the battle for third, Aaron Royal would claim the bronze medal performance. Certainly New Zealand, terrific for that man, but Gomez once again golden in Auckland.
Yeah, it was another great race here in New Zealand. I felt pretty good all the time since the water felt good. The bike was really hard. Some of us worked pretty hard to keep the gap with the second group. And then on the run, I tried many times to drop Jonathan. He was pretty strong, but on the last lap I had something left and just gave everything. I didn't look back, and yeah, it was a pretty good race.